Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Apple. Apple's just been on a tear here lately and just been going up, and I keep thinking about selling it and then have some pushback, and I'm like, I think it's going to go higher, and it keeps going higher. So, but this is Apple, ticker AAPL. I have 7 shares here. So over the last year, it's up over 43%, so can't beat that. Could have got it back in here in the 120s, actually in the 116s, and back in March. And so it's just been kind of stair-stepping up and pulled back and just kind of flat for a while, and then had a nice run-up. So even this run-up here would have been excellent to get into. Should have bought some more, but I didn't. I've thought about doing an option on this one from time to time as it keeps going up, but I've shied away from that as well, so I've just been watching it go up. So that's about all I've been doing with Apple and collecting the dividends. So in the past 3 months, it's up over 16%. So even if you'd got in on the last 3 months, you'd made some money. In the last month, it's up over 16%. In the last week, 3.85%, and here's a look at what it's done today. Today's the only red day, but can't complain about that. So did hit 181.77, but as you can see, that's my cost basis in here. I've thought about selling this one and rebuying it, but my cost basis is can't beat that. So got 7 and a partial shares here. I bought a partial share. I think I just had some money left over and just thought I'd throw it at Apple, so that's what I did. But that's the point I always like to make here on Robinhood. Fidelity, you can do it as well. I'm not sure about TD Ameritrade. You can buy partial shares. So if you only have $10 to throw at a stock, you can do that weekly, daily, monthly, however much you can afford. So if you don't have $170, $175 for Apple, you can throw $10, $20 at it. If you don't know what Apple is, I'm not even going to pause there. You can probably watching this on an Apple device. Been around since 1976. Had some decent volume here as well, so 100 and we'll just call it 120 on the average. And here today at 150.61 million. $2.88 trillion market cap. It's getting close to 3. 52-week low of 116.21. 52-week high of $182.09, and you can see that hit that today. Great ratings on this one. There's days where I mess around with other stocks, and I think to myself, I'll just dump all my money into Apple and then don't. There's days I sure think about it. It'd just be too easy. Just let it set and grow and split and collect the dividend. So earnings are coming up next on January 16th or January 26th, and here's a look at my dividends. So you get a 22 cents per share, and so take 22 times this, and that equals $1.58. So not getting rich by any means, but something's better than nothing. So you can times that by 100 or whatever you need to live on, or drip and buy another share. You'd have to do that math. So, but everything else is in the red. So a lot of things have been in the red, but Apple's consisted to stay in the green. Bing even shows it here as a buy with a 1 year price target of 171.72. But the way it's been going, I don't know, it could hit 200. I don't think it will, but I think there'll be some pullback between now and then, but you never know. So this is just 6 hours ago. Apple closes in on $3 trillion market value. And how much do we have to go to hit that? Not a whole lot. Well, it is a lot, but not much when you're thinking about these big numbers, but that is a lot of money still to go. And so 6 hours ago, and so Apple's market value hovered just shy of the 3 trillion mark on Monday, following a stunning run over the past decade. that has turned it into the world's most valuable company. The stock needs to reach $182.86 to record $3 trillion in the market value, but was down about 1% in the afternoon trading after hitting a record high earlier in the day. It rose about 11% last week, extending its more than 30% gain for the year as investors remain confident that the flush consumers will continue to pay top dollar for iPhones, MacBooks, and services such as Apple TV and Apple Music. And yeah, he's trying not to laugh, and he's probably thinking, hell yeah, so that's what I'd be thinking. Who knows how many shares he's got, and it just keeps going up. So if I was in his shoes, I'd just be tempted to retire, but maybe that's not his thing, but it would sure make you think. The iPhone makers marched from $2 trillion to nearly $3 trillion in market value. Just took 16 months. That's just amazing. As a led group of mega cap tech companies such as Google parent Alphabet and Amazon.com Incorporated that benefited from people and businesses relying heavily on technology during the pandemic. In comparison, Apple's move to $2 trillion from $1 trillion took 2 years. So that's quite amazing. So from 1 to 2 took 2 years, and from 2 to 3 took 16 months. Just crazy. Crazy money to be made. So that's why I think some days I'll just put all my money into Apple, but it's now one of the more richly valued companies in the market, which shows the dominance of U.S. technology in the world and how confident investors are that it will remain in Apple's hands. And so I'm just going to scroll through the rest of that. That's pretty much it for that article. I got some other information, but it's pretty much the same. Investors underappreciate key upgrade opportunity. Again, 6 hours ago. Apple shares were heading higher Monday, bringing the smartphone giant closer to a $3 trillion valuation. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the stock when it hits that. Shares of Apple were up 0.9% Monday morning, trading to a recent $181 and on track to close at yet another record level. Apple shares need to finish a trading session at or above $182.86 for a company to secure a $3 trillion market value. So there you go. Needs to get, we'll just call it $183, and then it'll be at the $3 trillion value. And I think it was a lot of profit taking. I've sure thought about it a couple times, but every time I do, it's like it keeps going up, and I'm just like, I'll just sit on it and see. I thought about putting I think it's called a trailing stop, where it hits a certain point. If it goes below that, it'll sell, but I haven't done that either, so I've just been watching it and watching it go up. So Chatterjee expects that such a lower cost device could launch early in 2022, carrying the potential to drive upgrades from the installed base of the old iPhone, estimate 300 million iPhones, as well as switchers from an installed base to low to mid-end Android phones, he wrote in a note to clients on Monday. While there was roughly a 4-year gap in Apple's introduction of the original iPhone SE and the launch of the second generation version of last year, Chatterjee thinks the Apple could start making updates to the devices more frequently in the future. So we'll definitely see what happens here in the future. He raised his price target on Apple stock to $210 from $180, while reiterating that it as a top pick heading into next year. So just like I said, there's days I just want to invest in Apple and call it a day. Just sit back and not even pay attention to the stock market, but I have too much fun watching it. Apple management training Chief Joel leaves for startup, and this is just 2 hours ago. So, University in-house management training school left the company earlier this year to join a startup, according to people with knowledge of the matter. And I'd love to take a tour of this place. If you've been there or worked there, go ahead and list that in the comments. But that's just an amazing looking building. So he had run the program since 2009 when he was hired by former Apple Incorporated Chief Executive Officer Steve Jobs to create the program. He previously served as the Dean of Yale School of Management and Professor of Harvard University. He was a steward of Apple's corporate culture as the company pushed into new markets and coped with the death of Jobs, its visionary co-founder. He had worked with Jobs to create Apple University as a way to teach executives about the company's values. So, just an amazing company. Good products. Everybody's buying their products. I just have Apple stock. I still don't have any Apple devices. I have an Android phone. My computers are Acer and HP, and so no Apple products, just Apple stock. So I have another friend. He has nothing but Apple products, and he doesn't have any Apple stock. So kind of bizarre situation, but Apple gets new street high-priced target, top pick into 2022. So maybe next year, or maybe I should just start now, just putting money into Apple, and that's it. So it's on the cusp of topping a $3 trillion market capitalization, potentially becoming the first company to do so. Monday, the company's shares received a Wall Street high price target from an analyst at JP Morgan Securities. Apple analyst reiterated an overweight rating on Apple stock and named its firm's top pick into 2022. The analyst increased the price target from $180 to $210. Apple's thesis expectations around the iPhone 13 demand cycle have improved from a low bar set earlier in 2021, helping the stock to reverse the underperformance of the first half of the year. Most of the revenue and earnings upside realization associated with the iPhone 13. And the girlfriend of mine just mentioned about getting an iPhone 13. Cycle is yet to come, so we shall see. A new and upcoming product. Don't know what that one will cost. I'm sure it'll be $1,000 or who knows. I'm not paying it, so we believe the focus on the iPhone 13 demand and supply situation is driving investors to underappreciate the relevance of the 5G iPhone SE to the FY22 product cycle. Analysts estimate 5G SE to further boost the 2022 iPhone product cycle to a new record level. Its combination with resilient iPhone 13 demand. So I'm sure that will boost the stock as well. So at last check, Apple shares were down 0.69% at $178.22. Like I said, I'm sure that was just some profit taking. Apple's just been on a tear here lately, and nothing's stopping it. So this one's 40 minutes ago. Basically, some of the same information we've already went over. Stock closed at 2.1% at $175.74. If anybody out there listening had done an option on this one, that would be interesting to know. I had sure thought about doing one, but it was too expensive, and sure enough, I would do one, and then the stock would drop, so that's just how options work for myself. But nothing here on Reddit other than it's going up and gaining. Over here on StockTwits, currently at $175.74. We'll refresh and make sure that's the current price. $175.74. That's what it is currently at. So a 52-week low of $116.21 and a high of $179.63. I think it went higher than that today. I don't think that's updated. FOMO buyers 180 plus. I was reading something the other day in regards to everything else being in the red. It said everybody was treating Apple like a safe haven stock, so I'm wondering if that's what's going on with this one as well. Everybody's piling into it instead of all the other stocks out there that are going red. But hey, if that's what's going on with this one, I'm definitely going to keep it. Once I heard that, I thought, well, I'm definitely going to keep it and not sell it, because that's just going to push it up. Expect to see some rally tomorrow in the overall market as this turd to 179 to 189, but if not, 165 to 168. My 175 estimate for Tuesday came early. Gapping up tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with this one tomorrow. So currently at 175.74, and this is even showing a downside, so it's still showing a strong buy at 171.42. There could be a major pullback on it, who knows. So but it's just been on a tear. High of 210, low of 90. If it hit that low, everybody would be buying this one. So that's all I have for Apple. I'm going to continue to watch this one, and I'll probably be making another video about it. I've already made some videos about Apple. You can watch those. They'll all be in the description as well. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.